Crafting a guide on removing negative thoughts from the mind involves a deep dive into the psychology of thought patterns, practical techniques for managing negative thoughts, and long-term strategies for cultivating a positive mindset. Below, I'll outline the sections for this comprehensive guide and provide a detailed sample of how it might be structured. Outline. Introduction. Understanding the nature of thoughts, the impact of negative thoughts on mental health and overall well-being. Importance of addressing and transforming negative thoughts, the psychology of negative thoughts, how negative thoughts develop, for example, past experiences, conditioning, cognitive distortions, the role of the subconscious mind in perpetuating negative thinking, common types of negative thoughts, for example, catastrophic, all-or-nothing thinking, generational, the consequences of persistent negative thinking, mental health impacts, for example, anxiety, depression, physical health implications, for example, stress, weakened immune system, effects on relationships and life satisfaction, techniques for identifying negative thoughts, mindfulness and self-awareness practices, journaling to track thoughts, cognitive behavioral techniques for identifying cognitive distortions, strategies for removing negative thoughts, mindfulness meditation, how mindfulness helps in observing and detaching from negative thoughts, cognitive behavioral therapy CT techniques, challenging and refraining negative thoughts, using evidence to counter cognitive distortions, affirmations and positive self-talk, the power of affirmations in replacing negative thoughts, visualization and mental rehearsal, creating positive mental imagery to counteract negativity, gratitude practice, focusing on positive aspects of life to shift perspective, long-term approaches to cultivating a positive mindset, developing a growth mindset, surrounding yourself with positive, for example, positive people, environments, continuous learning and personal development, the role of physical health in supporting mental well-being, for example, exercise, nutrition, sleep. Conclusion for 100 to 500 words, summary of key points. Encouragement to persist with these practices. Final thoughts on the journey towards a positive mindset. Sample excerpt. Introduction. Thoughts are the building blocks of our reality. They shape our perceptions, influence our emotions, and determine our actions. While positive thoughts can inspire, uplift, and motivate us, negative thoughts can have the opposite effect, leading to feelings of despair, anxiety, and self-doubt. The human mind has a natural tendency to gravitate towards negativity, often due to evolutionary factors, where focusing on potential threats was a survival mechanism. However, in today's world, this tendency can lead to a cycle of negative thinking that can be detrimental to our mental and physical well-being. Negative thoughts are not just fleeting moments of doubt or fear. They can become deeply ingrained patterns that affect every aspect of our lives. They can arise from various sources, such as past experiences, societal conditioning, or even biological predispositions. Left unchecked, these thoughts can lead to chronic stress, depression, and a general sense of unhappiness. Therefore, it is essential to recognize the importance of addressing and transforming these negative thought patterns. This guide will explore the nature of negative thoughts, their impact on our lives, and practical strategies to remove them from our minds. By understanding the underlying causes of negative thinking and applying effective techniques, we can cultivate a more positive, fulfilling mindset. To journey to a positive mind is not always easy, but with persistence and the right tools, it is achievable for everyone. The psychology of negative thoughts. Negative thoughts often arise from deep-seated cognitive patterns developed over time. These patterns can be influenced by past experiences, childhood conditioning, and the environment in which we were raised. For example, if someone grew up in a critical or negative household, they might develop a habit of self-criticism and pessimism. Similarly, traumatic experiences can leave lasting imprints on the mind, leading to recurring negative thoughts and fears. The subconscious mind plays a significant role in perpetuating negative thinking. The subconscious is like a repository of all our past experiences, beliefs, and emotions. It stores memories and patterns that shape our conscious thoughts and behaviors. When we experience a trigger situation that reminds us of a past negative event, the subconscious mind can bring up old fears and negative thoughts, even if they are not relevant to the present moment. Cognitive distortions are another key factor in the development of negative thoughts. These are irrational or biased ways of thinking that reinforce negative beliefs. Common cognitive distortions include Catastrophizing, expecting a worst possible outcome in every situation. All or nothing thinking, viewing situations in black and white terms without recognizing the gray areas. Overgeneralization, making broad, sweeping conclusions based on a single event or experience. Personalization, blaming yourself for events outside your control, leading to feelings of guilt and inadequacy. Understanding these patterns is the first step in addressing and transforming negative thoughts. By becoming aware of the psychological mechanisms at play, we can begin to challenge and change them. The consequences of persistent negative thinking. Negative thoughts have far-reaching consequences that extend beyond our mental state. On a psychological level, persistent negative thinking can lead to mental health issues such as anxiety, depression, and chronic stress. These conditions can create a vicious cycle where negative thoughts lead to negative emotions, which in turn reinforce the negative thoughts, trapping the individual in a loop of despair. On a physical level, chronic negative thinking can lead to a range of health problems. Stress, which is often the result of persistent negativity, has been linked to weakened immune function, cardiovascular disease, and digestive issues. The mind and body are interconnected, and what affects one will inevitably affect the other. Therefore, addressing negative thoughts is not just about improving mental health, but also about protecting and enhancing overall physical well-being. Negative thoughts also impact our relationships and life satisfaction. When we are consumed by negativity, we may become more irritable, withdrawn, or pessimistic, which can strain relationships with others. Furthermore, negative thinking can limit our ability to pursue opportunities and achieve our goals, leading to a sense of unfulfillment and dissatisfaction in life. Recognizing the wide-ranging impact of negative thoughts is crucial in motivating us to take action. By understanding the potential harm that negativity can cause, we can become more committed to implementing strategies that promote positive thinking and mental well-being. Techniques for identifying negative thoughts. Identifying negative thoughts is the first step towards managing and eventually eliminating them. One of the most effective ways to do this is through mindfulness and self-awareness practices. Mindfulness involves paying attention to the present moment without judgment. By observing our thoughts as they arise, we can start to notice patterns of negativity and how they affect our emotions and behaviors. Journaling is another powerful tool for identifying negative thoughts. By writing down our thoughts and feelings, we can gain clarity on the underlying issues that may be driving our negativity. Journaling allows us to track our thought patterns over time, making it easier to recognize recurring themes and triggers. Cognitive behavioral techniques are also effective for identifying negative thoughts. These techniques involve actively challenging and reframing negative thoughts by examining the evidence for and against them. For example, if you catch yourself thinking, "I always fail at everything," you can challenge this thought by asking yourself, "Is that really true? Can I think of any times when I succeeded?" By questioning the validity of negative thoughts, we can begin to weaken their hold on our mind. Strategies for removing negative thoughts. Removing negative thoughts requires consistent practice and the application of various strategies. Below are some effective methods. 1. Mindfulness meditation. Mindfulness meditation is a practice that involves focusing your attention on the present moment, often through the breath. This practice helps you become more aware of your thoughts and emotions without getting caught up in them. By observing your thoughts without judgment, you can create a space between you and your negative thoughts, allowing them to pass without affecting your emotional state. To practice mindfulness meditation, find a quiet place to sit or lie down. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths, focusing on the sensation of the breath entering and leaving your body. As you meditate, you may notice that your mind starts to wander and negative thoughts arise. When this happens, gently bring your focus back to your breath. Over time, this practice can help you develop greater control over your thoughts and reduce the impact of negativity. 2. Cognitive behavioral therapy (CBT) techniques. CBT is a widely used therapeutic approach that focuses on identifying and changing negative thought patterns. One of the key techniques is CBT's cognitive restructuring, which involves challenging and reframing negative thoughts. This process begins with identifying a negative thought, then examining the evidence for and against it, and finally, creating a more balanced and positive thought to replace it. For example, if you have a negative thought like, "I'm not good enough," you can challenge it by asking yourself questions like, "What evidence do I have that supports this thought? And what evidence do I have that contradicts this thought?" After evaluating the evidence, you can create a new thought such as, I have strengths and abilities that make me capable and worthy. 3. Affirmations and positive self-talk. Affirmations are positive statements that you repeat to yourself to counteract